ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचानूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। हरि ओम्। ओम अखंडमंडलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव त्वमेव सर्वं गुरुदेव देव। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। So we read first sloka of Atma Bodha, then we go to our class together. तपोभिक्षीण पापानां शान्तानां वीतरागिनां मुमुक्षूणामपेक्षोऽयम् आत्मबोधो विधीयते. So in our present satsang text called Atma Bodha, we are seeing different thoughts in Vedanta. In this text, Shankaracharya ji particular style is that one thought of Vedanta and he gives one example. With that example, that thought will be synchronized or we can understand easily. We have seen many thoughts. Yes, Swami. But the previous classes topic is Upadhi. See, Atma is Amalam. Amalam means pure existence, pure consciousness, pure bliss, not because of anything. Atma is Satya Chitta Ananda Swarupa. Then, Swamiji, if I am that, but I never be like that, why it is happening, Swamiji? Then they say, this is because of its association with some other. That otherness is called Upadhi. They are called Deha, Indriya, Manaha, Buddhi and Prakriti. In previous verse, Bhagavan Shankaracharya said these upadhis are 5. One is called physical body, other one is called sense organs, and mind, intellect, and prakriti means our inherent nature or vasanas. They are called upadhis. And he gives one example like Atma is like spatikam. Spatikam means like a crystal. Whereas these upadhis are like colored cloths. Whatever the color cloth in association with this spatikam gives this particular color. Spatike Neela Vastradivat. For example, that is blue color, and we see as though this prism is in blue color. If it is in red color, we see this prism is as though in a red color. This is the topic of upadhis in association with pure Satya Chitta Atma, that is our own truth. This is happened. Today's class, Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji, in verse number 19 and 20, he wants to tell what will be the work mechanism between Atma and Upadhis. What Atma do, what Upadhis they do. You know, it's very interesting topic. Work mechanism between these two, Chaitanya and Jada, are truth and false. That is, he wants to tell in 19th sloka. Please repeat after me. Vyaprute svindriyeshvatma vyapari va vivekinam drishyate bhreshu dhavatsu dhavan nivayadhashi. Together. Vyapruteshvindriyeshvatma vyapari va vivekinam drishyate bhreshu dhavatsu dhavan nivayadhashi. Swamiji, what does it mean, Swamiji? In this sloka, Bhagavan is saying, Vyapruteshu indriyeshu. Vyapruteshu indriyeshu means when the indriyas are very active. Vyaprutam means very active. Here indriyas means both bahya indriya and antar indriya. Antar indriya is called mind and intellect. Bahya indriyas are called our sense organs. Vyapruteshu indriyeshu. When they are all active, mind, intellect, sense organs, when they are active, Atma Vyapari Iva. When they are all in active mode, this pure Satya Chitta Ananda Atma also appears. Iva means it also as though it appears Vyapari. Vyapari means general translation is businessman. Here Vyapari means active. One meaning for Vyapari in Sanskritam, if we are very active, they call it he is a Vyapari. So the first line he says, Vyapruteshu indriyeshu. Because all the indriyas are very, very active, because of their activity, this Atma also appear as very active Atma. That's why we say, Swamiji, I am running. Here the combination of running of physical body and I. But we say, I am running, Swamiji. Swamiji, I am talking. Talking is the activity of Indriya, but Atma is witness for this talking. What mind is giving so many suggestions, depending upon the suggestions, he is speaking. This organ is speaking. But we don't say that. They mix together these upadhis and the pure Satchidatma, and we say, Swamiji, I am talking, I am running, Swamiji, I am doing. Vyapari iva, as though Atma also is an active person. Why, Swamiji, this is in this way? Avivekinam, because of our avivekata. Because we don't have proper knowledge about Atma and about Upadhis. About Atma means about myself and about what I am not. Avivekinam, this will happen. Can you give any example, Bhagavan, Shankaracharya ji, for this above association between Upadhis and Atma and their activity? Bhagavan is giving one example, that is Abhreshu Davatsu. Abhram means cloud. Dhavatsu means when clouds are running. Abhreshu Davatsu means when clouds are running. Dhavan niva yadha shashi. Shashi means moon. If we see, if the clouds are moving, but we see as though the moon is moving in the clouds. Abhreshu Davatsu Dhavan niva. Dhavan niva means as though that moon is running, which is in between the clouds. In the same way, when all these organs of action, organs of knowledge and mind and intellect, they are vyaprutam. Vyaprutam means they are active. In the midst of that Atma, we see this Atma also very active, and we label it. It is Vyapari. This way, they both will mix. This is the thought of this particular verse 19. For whom, Swamiji, this knowledge, this is for Avivekinam. If you don't have proper knowledge and we superimpose activity on Atma, but this activity is not Atma's job, this activity is the job of all the Upadhis. And this is the thought. But Pujya Guruji Swami Tejomayanji says, it is a meditative verse. In our childhood, of course, we are many people, we are from villages, for example. In our childhood, we used to do this. In our childhood, especially in Purnima days time, we all used to sleep outside. We all used to take our cots outside and we used to see the sky and we used to go for sleep. If you see the sky, there will be so many clouds, and particularly in Purnima day, full moon day, the moonlight is so bright. The clouds, they run because their nature is running. Clouds, they have that nature of running. Clouds, they run. If we see, we can see as though that moon is also running. It is the experience. Guruji says, here the meditation is, focus your eye attention on moon, not on these passing clouds. In English also they say passing cloud means just they come and go. We need not give that much importance. To that particular cases they call, Swamiji, it is a passing cloud, Swamiji. Passing cloud means not that much important. He says, pay your attention on the moon. Now start seeing the sky. Then slowly, slowly, slowly you will get that knowledge. Moon is stable all the time. whereas these all different clouds are passing. In the same way, in our dhyana posture, when we do meditation, one sutram is there, one formula that is called akhinnam kshanamasinam. Akhinnam means without any disturbance, kshanamasinam, sit for 1 minute. Akhinnam kshanamasinam, without any disturbance, sit 1 minute. And then Swamiji, then start seeing your thoughts. Start seeing your thoughts. You know, different kinds of thoughts, they will pass. Like how different kinds of clouds they pass in the sky, in the same way in our Hrida Akasa. Different kinds of thought. Different kinds of thought means each thought has its own color, its own texture, its own attributes. Some thoughts are very pleasant. Some thoughts are very vulgar because they are from Sattva Guna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Some thoughts belong to past. Some thoughts belong to future. You just akhinnam kshanamasinam. Akhinnam kshanamasinam means without any disturbance, sit 1 second and observe the thoughts. You know, the final result is Atma is as it is forever. In the morning also, I is pure. In the afternoon also, I is pure. In the evening also, I is pure. Pure means I is always attributeless. It never I plus something. This avivekata, what Swamiji told in this, avivekata is means we are not differentiating between what is passing, what is staying, what is stable, what is moving. That stability is nothing but you. That is called Yadha Shashi. The Shashi always pure, cool, calm, bright. Because of it, they are all passing. So then you will be Purna Sukhaswarupi, Shantaswarupi. This way they work. Now final result is, Swamiji, what is the work style? Atma is stable. All these mind thoughts, what we call the clouds in the sky, they all pass. If you don't know, then you mix these two and you say, Swamiji, I am the worker, I am the feeler, I am the thinker, I am the perceiver. These are all the properties of the Indriyadishu, not Atmanaha. So this way Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji wanted to present this thought, the work style of Upadis and Atma. So Atma is stable, others are, they are the passing clouds. Okay, as long as Avivekam is there, you say I am the worker. If you have the Vivekata, you say no Swamiji, I am always Shanta, as it is. Guruji uses this word. Atma is as it is. Remaining everything is passing cloud. Okay, Swamiji. And in verse 20th, Shankara Bhagavad Pada gives one more example to the same thought. What is that example, Swamiji? Atma Chaitanyamāsritya Dehendriya Manodhiyaha Svakriyardheshu Vartante सूर्यालोकं यथा जनाः आत्मचैतन्यमाश्रित्य देहेन्द्रियमनोधियः स्वक्रियार्थेषु वर्तन्ते सूर्यालोकं यथा जनाः. Bhagavan is saying, Atma Chaitanyam Asritya. Asritya, Asraya means depending. Asritya means depending upon. Depending upon whom, Swamiji? Atma Chaitanyam, the consciousness of pure self. That Bhagavan, that Brahma, that Atma, me. Depending upon this consciousness, Deha, Indriya, Mano, Dhi, Yaha. Here he enumerated physical body, sense organs, mind and intellect. Dhiya, Diyaha, they are all Swakiyardheshu Vartante. Vartante means they work. How they work, Swamiji? Swakiyardhesu. Swakiyardhesu means their own respective fields. Because they all the upadhis, what we call Deha, Indriya, Mano, Buddhi, they all have different types of fields. But if they want to work in their own fields, they need something. Asrityam. That asrityam is a consciousness of Atma. As long as that Chaitanyam is there, they will work in their own different fields. Atma Chaitanyam Asritya Dehendriya Manodiyaha Swakiyardeshu Vartante. They will work in their respective fields. Here Swakiyam means, Puja Guruji says, they have different respective will. For example, eye is there. The job of eye is seeing color and form. Nose is there. The job of nose is smelling. And ears are there. The job of ear is hearing. Mind is to feel. Intellect is to think. They don't mix each other. Eyes they can see only. It can speak only. Swakiyardeshu Vartante means this way. They will work in their respective fields differently. But they all depend on Atma Chaitanyam. Atma Chaitanyam Asritya, they work. So already I told this is the relation between Upadhis and Atma. The working nature of Upadhis and Atma. Here Atma is just Asrayam. Asrayam means a supporter, an illuminator, a Sakshi, Atma. Whereas others, Upadhis, they have Swakiyardham. Swakiyardham means they have respective field of work. And Bhagavan gives example, Yatha, this is like Suryalokam Yatha Janaha. Suryalokam means in the presence of holy sunlight, Suryalokam Yatha Janaha. How people they work. Because regarding to Janaha, public, different people have different kinds of work. That is acceptable. But if they all want to work, they need light of sun. Sun is Asriya for work, but he doesn't do anything. He is not a good son for someone. He is not a bad son for someone. He is the same. Guruji gives one example. All birds will start and they work in a particular way. All animals, they work in a particular way. All mothers, they work in a particular, because morning ho gaya, they have to get up all their children, they have to make them ready and send them to their offices and jobs and everything. Different people, they work differently, but that light to work is asrityam only. Asrityam only means just it gives the light for everyone equally. By the way, Guruji said one joke. Because morning ho gaya, everybody wants to get up and they want to go to their respective fields. One mother waking up his son. My dear son, you just get up and go to school. That son said, Mummy, I am not at all interested to go to school. Nobody is respecting in my school. And that mummy said, Array, if nobody respects also, you have to go, because you are the headmaster of the son, headmaster of the school. So that way, everybody has activity. Headmaster also has activity, children also activity, everyone has activity. Differently. In the same way, all are upadhis, they have work. Atma doesn't have any work, sir. Atma akriya padartham. Where all these upadhis, they are vikriya padartham. They have activity. You open eye, eye start function, start working. It says, sir, that color is beautiful, sir, that form is beautiful, that sound is good, that sound is bad. They all have activity like janaha. Whereas that substratum atma, it is just asrayam only, like sun. See how beautifully he is saying. Simple thought with nice example. Okay. So verse 19 and verse 20, these two are to say what is the nature of work of upadhis, nature of work of atma. Finally, upadhis, they have work. Atma is pure means it doesn't have anything. But if you don't have this consciousness, then it is dead body only. The thing will work. As long as it stays only, they will get that ability to work. Upadhi and Atma. If you are aviveki, you mix both. And we say, Swamiji, I am doing. If you are viveki, then you say guna guneshu vartante itimatva na sajjate. In Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna Paramatma says, guna guneshu vartante. It has its own field, it is working in that. Why should I worry? This is the Gunatita Purusha's position. Why should I worry? That is the climatical condition of that mind. Like if winter comes, it is cold. If summer comes, it is hot. There is no need to worry. Why, Swamiji? Because it is the nature's work. Guna guneshu vartante itimatva na sajjate. Having known that, he is not going to associate with these upadhis. Jnani Purusha. If we are viveki, aviveki, then we will superimpose their activity on us. Okay. Regarding work. Next thought in 21 and 22, Bhagavan, he is bringing one more important idea of Vedanta. What is that idea, Swamiji? That is called Adhyasa. In Vedanta, two words are very important. One is called Adhyasa. Second one is called Apavada. Adhyasa means superimposition. Apavada means we have to de-superimpose to that particular thought. Adhyasa, apavada. Right now, we are ignorant. You know, The nature of ignorance is nothing but superimposition only. That's why they are very much important, particularly in Advaita philosophy. Superimposition. There is a rope, very famous example. In that rope, we are seeing a snake. That seeing snake is called superimposition. Actually, we are not seeing any rope. We are seeing completely that snake only. But truth is different. That seeing snake is called adhyasa. Then what do you mean by apavada, Swamiji? When you remove this false knowledge of snake from the rope, then you will see the rope. That removing that false knowledge of snake is called apavada. Apavada means removal. These two are very, very important words in Vedanta. Okay, na? One is called adhyasa, superimposition. The second one is called apavada. Apavada means removal of superimposition. Do you know this superimposition we do on ourselves, we do on world, we do on God. In three cases, truth is something, but we experience something else, or we see something else. In our case, truth is we are Janma Marana Rahita Vastu. We are pure Satya Chitta Ananda Swarupa, Niranjanam, Avikriyam, Shashwatam, Ekam, one. But we experience ourselves as I have a birth, I have a death, I have a growth, I am good, bad. So many attributes we superimpose on ourselves. That is called adhyasa in an individual level. Adhyasa in world, if you see, world is one. Vasudevaha sarvamiti. Whatever you see, this is nothing but Brahman only. But we see as manyness in the world. We don't say world is one. Swamiji, everything is different, Swamiji. How can you say this is all one? But the truth is everything is one. The same Brahman is the ocean. The same Brahman is the sun. The same Brahman is my enemy. The same Brahman is my friend. But we don't receive oneness in the world. We see the manyness. That is called adhyasa in case of world. In the same way, in case of God also, we say actually there is no difference between God and me. Truth. Because if it is one, then there is no need to differentiate. That is called tattva, this is called tvam. And for God, how much superimposition we have. Swamiji, he stays in Svargaloka. Swamiji, he stays in Vaikuntha-loka, in Kailasha-loka. But the fact is, God is everywhere. God is everything. God is the one. O-N-E, one. We superimpose something. This is called adhyasa. To remove this adhyasa, we need apavada. Apavada means we have to examine. We have to do vichara. That superimposition topic slowly Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji bringing in this text called Atmabodha. Little way. But if you want to study this adhyasa apavada, the best text is called Brahma Sutra, they say. The introduction for Brahma Sutra itself they call Adhyasa Bhashyam. Adhyasa Bhashyam means Shankaracharya ji is written beautiful introduction for Brahma Sutra. What is its nature? Why it is false? How can we remove this with niceness, examples and quotes and our experience and Shastric statements? The proofs from Shastras, proofs from Mahatmas and his own logics, our experiences, everything he has written very nicely. That's why they gave the title as Adhyasa Bhashya. Guruji says, if you want to present any paper, The best paper presentation already done by Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji on the superimposition in the introduction of Brahma Sutras. That is the best paper presentation. Scholars, they say. Great book. Introduction, of course. Okay, Adhyasa Bhashya. It is okay, Swamiji. Swamiji. Then please tell what is that Adhyasam? Verse number 21. Dehendriya gunan karman amale satchidatmani adhyasyantya vivekena gagane neelataadivat dehendriya gunan karman amale satchidatmani adhyasyantya vivekena gagane neelataadivat. Adhyasyanti, plural he used. Adhyasyanti means they superimpose. Adhyasam, adhyasyanti. Who, Swamiji? Avivekina. Because of ignorance, janaha, people, they have some superimposition because of ignorance. What superimposition, Swamiji? Deha Indriya Adi. Deha Indriya Adi means this physical body, subtle body, and causal body. There, what is the superimposition, Swamiji? There, Gunan Karman. Their Gunan. Gunan means properties. Karman means activities. They have two different kinds of what we call lakshanas. One is called they have gunas, gunan. Another is called they have activity, karman. So, dehendriya, gunan, karman. Where they are superimposing, Swamiji? Amale satchidatmani. Amale means pure. Satchidatmani, in the Sat Chit Atmani, adhyasyanti, they are superimposing because of avivekataha, avivekina. Because they don't have the knowledge of Atma and knowledge of Dehendriya, so they are superimposing. Superimposing means they are taking the guna, karma properties and they're putting on Atma. That's why we say, Swamiji, I am doing. This is the result of superimposition. Actually, doing is the property of either mind or intellect or organs of body. Doing. But we say, Swamiji, I am doing. But whereas I is amalam. It is pure. Satya Chitta Atman, it is pure existence. It is just be. And it is the just illuminator, Sakshi. But we say, no, Swamiji, I am doing. This I am doing thought is the result of superimposition in our personality. It is our present experience. We say, we feel I am doing. This I am doing is because of superimposition, not because of truth. You are not the doer. The doers are the different. That is called their gunan and karman. Sometimes their gunas also we superimpose on ourselves. Swamiji, I am angry. Swamiji, I am good. That is called gunan. Karman means, Swamiji, I am doing, I am seeing, I am listening. This is called karma superimposition. This is called guna superimposition. This karma and guna belong to Dehendriyadi, whereas Atma is Satchit Amalam. Adhyasyanti avivekina. How Gagane Nilatadivatu. Gagana means in pure sky, we see blueness. Actually, they say Gagana, we cannot perceive also. Space. According to philosophy, we cannot perceive any space. We can perceive, we can experience air, we can experience fire, we can experience water, we can experience earth. But we cannot experience that Akasha Dhatu. Because Akasha Dhatu is so much subtle, Indriyas cannot grasp it. But we superimpose so many attributes on the Akas. Swamiji, today's sky is very clear, Swamiji, we say. Swamiji, today's sky is very foggy. Today's sky is very smoky. Swamiji, see that corner, the sky and earth both are touching each other. Are Baba, in fact, your sense organs cannot perceive the sky because it is so much subtle. Intellectual only, we can assume there is a sky, there is a space, which is giving accommodation to all. Which is giving accommodation to all types of nature of planet, sun, moon. You may be different. But that accommodative nature element, we say it is sky, Akasham. But we say, Swamiji, I am experiencing Akasam. How? Nelatadivat. It is very blue, Swamiji, today. So in the same way, Atma cannot be experienced by this mind, intellect, and Indriyas. But we say, Swamiji, I am good, I am bad. Guna, karma, ityadi, we superimpose on this pure Atma. That is our present experience. Swamiji, you said adhyasam, superimposition. For this adhyasam word, in Sanskritam, this is nothing but adhi plus asam is equal to adhyasam. It's very important. That's why I'm saying. Adhyasam is equal to adhi plus asam. Adhi means a locus. Adhi. Asam means something sitting on that locus. Asam means sitting. Something sitting on that locus. Together they called as adhyasam. In the same way, there is a snake. Sorry, there is a rope. This rope is nothing but a locus, adhi. On that rope, there is a snake sitting. Together we call adhyasam, superimposition of snake on rope. So adhyasam means we need a locus. On that locus, we need a sitting material. Here Atma is the pure locus, whereas all this Deha, Indriya, Ityadi, they are sitting on it. How? Gagane Nilatadivat. How we superimpose color on that pure sky, in the same way we superimpose Guna, Karma, Ityadi on ourselves. That Atma is nothing but me. Who is me? Amalam, always pure, as it is. Sattachit. But I say, I have properties and I have so many activities. We give our date of birth, we give our biography. And now we fill so and so, so and so. This is all nothing but superimposition form only. But in our original biography, if anybody wants to fill that form, if anybody asks, what is your name? I am nameless. What is your date of birth? I am birthless. What is your address? All pervading. Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham. But we don't say some, we say something else. That is called our superimposition biodata. Okay. So Gunan Karman we superimpose on Atma. Amala Atma. Like how we superimpose color on the sky. Gagane Nela Tativat. Swamiji, you said we superimpose Guna Karma on Atma. So, which quality we superimpose on Atma? For example, what mind will superimpose? What body will superimpose? What intellect will superimpose on the Tamala Atma Swamiji? Shankaracharya 1111 he go. Today we will see one thought only. So that is verse number 22. Ajnanan manasopadhehe kartrutvadini chatmani kalpyantembugate chandre chalanadiyadhambhasaha. Together. Ajnanan manasopadhehe kartrutvadini chatmani kalpyantembugate chandre chalanadiyadhambhasaha. In 22nd verse, Manasopadi. Manasopadi means our subtle body. What it superimposes on Atma. Please, different upadis, they superimpose different things on Atma. In 22nd verse, Bhagavan wants to say what Manasopadi will superimpose. Manasopadi means mind, intellect together. Ajnanat, this is all because of ignorance. In every verse that word is coming, whether aviveka or ajnana. Okay, ajnanat, because of ignorance. Manasopadhehe, this manasa upadi, atmani kalpyante, it is superimposing atmani, in atma. What it is superimposing, Swamiji? Kartrutvadini. Manasopadi is superimposing kartrutva adi. Kartrutva means doership. Adi means enjoyership. Together is equal to individuality. Okay. So Manasopadi will superimpose on Atma three things. Adini means Kartrutva, Adini means Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva and Vyaktitva. This Vyaktitva is called individuality. Kartrutvadini Atmani Kalpyante. Kalpyante means they just superimpose. How they superimpose, Swamiji? Ambugate Chandre Chalanadi. The reflection of Chandra in Ambu. Ambu means water. If the water moves, we say the Chandra also moving, that moon also moving. This moving nature, Kartrutvam, is the nature of Ambu, waters. But we superimpose this moving nature on Chandra. And we say Chandra is moving in the water. He is dancing in the water, Swamiji. Chandra is not dancing actually, that Ambu is dancing. In the same way, mind has this nature. What nature, Swamiji? Kartrutvam. Kartrutvam means doership. The second one is called enjoyership. In Sanskrit, that is called bhoktrutvam. Together they give, that is called individuality. We call it as Vyaktitvam. So this is the superimposition from Manasa Upadehe on Atmani. Then we say, I am doing. We say means literally we may not say, but we feel. I am doing. I am enjoying. Today's class I am enjoying, Swamiji. Actually, Buddhi is enjoying. If you enjoy. I say, today I spoke very, very well, but my mind is speaking. And I feel also, we all will feel, itna acha laga, Swamiji. And this Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva only finally they lead a Vyaktitva to everyone. I am different. This I am different because of I have my own nature. He had his own nature. Do you know who is building our nature? These two only. Doership and enjoyership. And Mahatma says they are very, very subtle thoughts. Actually, we don't know. There is no difference in our psychological system that I plus doing something, we mix everything and we come to the conclusion that I have done. But actually this I, it never a karta. Always it is an illuminator to all kinds of activities. Either mental activities or physical activities or any kind of activities, this I is a pure witness. But there is no difference. That's why they say Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva, they are very, very subtle feelings. If I eat food, I said, Swamiji, I enjoyed food. Otherwise, we say, Swamiji, I have not enjoyed food. But this I is not an enjoyer. Mind is the enjoyer. Buddhi is the enjoyer. I am pure witness. Shuddha Sakshi always. Here, see how subtle superimposition. That's why Bhagavan is starting the superimposition from very corner of our personality. And this Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva together gives individuality. Then we feel Jiva Bhava. I am good Jiva, I am bad Jiva. We keep some thought in ourselves. If we ask, who are you? The captain of our personality is that thought only. You may say, Swamiji, I am okay person, Swamiji. Swamiji, I am good person, Swamiji. I am bad person, Swamiji. I am this way, Swamiji. I am nice, Swamiji. I am not nice, Swamiji. I am gentleman, Swamiji. I am a good lady, Swamiji. This individuality is the result of Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva. This is a superimposition. You are not good, not bad, not gentle, not lady, man also. You always as it is. Same every time. But the superimposition is very, that's why we need very subtle knowledge to discriminate between Atma and Anatma. What is the Astraya Vastu? What is the Upadhi Vastu? What are the Gunakarmas of Upadhis? What are the Gunakarmas of Atma? then you know we complete. They do nothing. So you are that blissful Satchidananda Atma, but Manasopadi superimposing Kartrutvam Ityadi on this. How Swami Ambugate Chandre Chalanadi. In that Chandra, we superimpose Chalanam Ityadi. We say moon is dancing, moon is walking, moon walk. Moon doesn't walk, water walking. Okay. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah.